The summer had been mild, and the neighborhood lawns showed it patches of yellow and dry brown everywhere, except for one. My lawn stood out, perfectly green, neatly trimmed, the kind that turned heads during evening walks. But admiration soon twisted into suspicion. Karen, my next-door neighbor and self-proclaimed HOA watchdog, filed an official complaint. She accused me of overwatering and claimed my lawn violated water conservation rules. The HOA sent me a notice, demanding an investigation. I was baffled, but confident. After all, I watered responsibly. Yet the stage was set for conflict. The HOA scheduled an inspection, and neighbors whispered as clipboard-wielding committee members strolled my yard. They poked the soil, examined sprinkler heads, and jotted notes. Karen watched from her porch, arms folded, smirking as though victory was already hers. I knew the truth. My lawn's health came from proper fertilizing, mowing, and timing my irrigation carefully. Still, their faces carried skepticism. The pressure grew when one inspector muttered about unusually consistent hydration. Karen's glare pierced from across the fence, fueling rumors of cheating. The committee promised deeper checks. I braced for escalation. Not satisfied with the inspection, Karen distributed flyers around the neighborhood. She warned others about irresponsible overwatering, painting me as a selfish neighbor draining resources. Soon, strangers eyed me suspiciously during walks. I noticed cameras pointed at my yard, clearly Karen's doing. The HOA board, pressured by her persistence, agreed to expand the investigation. They planned to compare water usage records from every homeowner. I didn't worry, my bills were normal. But Karen's confidence unsettled me. She seemed too sure of herself, like she knew something others didn't. That arrogance foreshadowed her downfall. When the HOA obtained the water usage data, the truth began forming. My records showed average consumption, nothing excessive. The committee was puzzled. Karen, however, insisted the numbers were wrong. She claimed I must have manipulated my system or even tapped into another line. Dramatic accusations grew more desperate. But then came the twist. Several neighbors had unusually high water bills. One in particular stood out. Hers was 3 times the neighborhood average. Suddenly whispers shifted. Why would the loudest accuser have the highest water usage? The committee started connecting dots. Determined to get to the bottom of things, the HOA arranged to inspect Karen's property as well. She resisted, arguing it was unnecessary, but her inflated bills made it unavoidable. Inspectors walked her yard, and what they found was shocking. Her sprinkler system ran nearly all day, soaking her grass in endless streams. Many heads were broken, gushing water wastefully. Others overlapped, flooding patches until puddles formed. No wonder her lawn still looked patchy despite all that. Water it was drowning, not thriving. Karen's perfect case unraveled before her eyes, and murmurs turned into ridicule. The committee documented everything: malfunctioning timers, leaky valves, and outdated equipment that wasted gallons daily. Karen's pride took a crushing blow when they discovered her system had likely been running unchecked for weeks. Worse, she had never maintained it, blaming others instead. Neighbors who once sided with her began shaking their heads, realizing she projected her own negligence onto me. Photos circulated among residents, exposing the mess. The HOA board, embarrassed by how far they entertained her claims, issued a formal apology to me. Karen's smug expression had vanished, replaced with quiet panic. The board fined Karen heavily for water waste and required immediate repairs to her system. Her reputation in the community crumbled overnight. The same neighbors who once applauded her vigilance now mocked her hypocrisy. Every lawn conversation turned into a joke about Karen's sprinklers. Meanwhile, my green lawn became the silent proof of her failure. HOA newsletters shifted tone, praising responsible maintenance, instead of scolding. For the first time, Karen stayed silent during meetings. But her silence spoke louder than words. Humiliation. The woman who once ruled the HOA's narrative had lost her crown. In the weeks that followed, the neighborhood adjusted. Karen fixed her sprinklers, but her lawn never fully recovered, leaving yellow scars across her yard. Mine remained lush, drawing compliments instead of complaints. Whenever people walked by, they mentioned how ironic it was that the accuser had been the real offender all along. The HOA quietly closed the case, but the story lived on, retold at barbecues and block parties. Karen kept her head down, avoiding eye contact. And as the grass grew greener under my feet, the moral became clear. Sometimes, the loudest complainer has the dirtiest hands.